It is February, so that means that the hiking and backpacking season is starting to come around the corner. So that means gear prep for the upcoming season. And in today's video, I would like to talk about my cook set or my kitchen setup for this year's backpacking season and why I chose for this option. Oh, and at the end, there's also a little hack, so stay tuned. Earlier on my channel you saw that I made some videos about alcohol stoves like my X-Boil and my Trenja, and it turned out that I think it was last year, maybe the end of 2022, but definitely 2023, I absolutely fell in love with alcohol stoves. And my gas stoves, they are gone. I have some gas bottles left, so if you're interested in one, let me know. I will send it over to you. But I am done with gas stoves. The noise that they make, they are heavy. They are bulky, and I'm always trying to reduce the weight and the pack size of my gear. So therefore, I thought that an alcohol stove is a way better option for me. And it turned out when I started using it that I absolutely did. In the beginning, I thought alcohol stove, that's not going to be anything for me. Well, I was absolutely wrong. And therefore, my setup for the 2024 backpacking season is also with an alcohol stove. First of all, I have a little bottle with me with any kind of alcohol. I always used to use the bever spirit, that's a sort of spiritus, but it turned out that over the last year one bottle cost me 10 euros now, so that's a little bit too much. So I'm using up what I have still left, and then I'm switching over to whatever kind of alcohol I have available at that moment. This time I have in my bottle bioethanol. That is a fuel that's quite affordable here. Well, actually very affordable. It costs about 2 or 3 euros for a 1 liter bottle, so that's way cheaper than the spirit is. And a lot of people recommended it to me in another Facebook group, and they said that was a really good alcohol to use, so I'm going to try that one out this year. I have it in a Vargo alcohol bottle. It has a little nozzle. Is that a nozzle? I don't know for sure, but that's easily to pour the liquid into your stove. You can close it up, and when it's closed, it is completely sealed. I can squeeze in the bottle, nothing's coming out. So this is the bottle I am keeping my alcohol in. And then you might say, well, this is bigger than an alcohol or than a gas bottle, a canister. Yes, it is, but it fits easily next to my water bottle, and it's much more lighter. And then it brings me to my cook set. You might have seen this in my video from my New Year, New Gear, because I got this one from my mom for Christmas. Once again, thank you, Mom. And I'm going to show you what's in here. For at night, I would like to sometimes drink a little bit of hot chocolate as a treat. And then I have the foldable cup from Sea to Summit. This is a cool grip one, so it's really nice. It has a little bit of texture to the sides, then it doesn't get that warm. I have the 350 milliliter ones. You also have a 480 milliliter ones, but I think it's a little bit too much to drink away half a liter of hot chocolate before you're going to bed. So this size was absolutely fine for me. And then we are coming to the pot, which actually comes in a nice Tyvek bag. Weighs nothing, so I'm definitely going to leave it in there to avoid my pot from getting scratched. And the pot is the ever new titanium pasta cup. It's a 750 ml pot. It has a nice lid on it with a nice handle that doesn't get hot, so that's really nice, because I used to take the toques with me on the trail, but the reason I wanted to get rid of that was that that thing gets terribly hot, both on the top and on the handles. So therefore I wanted an alternative. So this one doesn't get hot. The lid stays on very tight. You have to squeeze it up a little bit when you're putting it on. It's really tight on there, so be aware if you're having hot water in there. But then it easily clips on there. You can easily pour water in this one if you are really cooking pasta in it, because it's obviously called the pasta pot. But I think when the lid is on safely and your water has boiled, that you can safely pour it into your dehydrating meals. Then the handles, as you can see, they are covered with a little silicone layer as well. Same like I said with the toques, that's something that I absolutely did not like about the toques ones. As soon as you're grabbing your handles, well, you had to make sure that you had a cloth or something, because those things got terribly hot. So I hope that that problem is solved as well by using this one. I really like the weight of it. It has around the same weight of the toques pot, so not any difference in that one. But the setup in this one with the handles, the lid, it feels better for me to use. It also has measurings on it. So that's easy as well when you have to make sure that you have the right amount of water. So that is the pot for this year. And that brings me to the inside of the pot. So my actual cookette. First in here, I have a lighter. I have the longer handled ones because the mini big lighters, they are great, but not for me. Somehow I always burn my fingers on them. So I decided to go with the longer one, and that one works really great for me. I have a little sponge in here that I cut off from a regular one from the kitchen. Usually I only boil water in there, but you never know. This thing weighs nothing, so it was a good addition to add to it. I have a microfiber cloth in here, so to dry out or clean out my pot if needed. And in there is my stove. And yes, I stick to the X-Boil. I made a video about this one, I think last year. Put it down in the info box below, the link, so you can check it out. It's a super lightweight stove. It has a felt inlay, so that's where you put the alcohol over. It absorbs it, so when you're holding it upside down or you're throwing it over, it does not spoil any of the liquid. Of course, do not tip it over when it's burning, because then you're having a problem. But when it is not lit yet, there's no fire in there, and then it will flip over, nothing runs out. So that is really nice. The X-Boil also comes with a little windscreen that you can easily fold into your pot, and then you clip it together. Must do it in the right direction. There you go. And you actually put that on the table, on the ground, whatever you would like to use it. Then you have those three little things. They are pot stands. You easily hang them over on the adjustment points for it. Then you are ending up with this setup. And then you can easily put your pot in there, and then you have the stove system. Now you can maybe see it better. So it's a nice wind protection. It is the flames are protected, so it doesn't spit everywhere like it did with my Trencher Mini that I tested last summer in Denmark. So the handles are a little bit protected against the heat. So yeah, that is really the setup that I absolutely fell in love with. And let's go and check out how much it weighs. Those clips, by the way, you can easily store them in the burner. That's not a problem at all. It's made for that. And you screw it up, and you cannot lose them. So everything is packed again. Let's see how much it weighs. The setup like this with the stove in there and the pot weighs 190 grams. When I am adding the cup to it, it comes to 249 grams. So that's absolutely super lightweight. That's the weight of usually a full gas canister. So that's already a win-win. If I am weighing my full fuel bottle, which easily lasts me for 5 days, 220 grams total. But I have not packed them together, so those are two separate weights in my backpack. And then you might think, well, what about that little hack? That little hack is this thing. It is perfect for the X-Boil. I have the 95 to 110 millimeters, if I am saying that correctly. If it's not, I will blend it down here. And this little cup, it's a cup that comes with a coughing syrup. So you can buy them at every drugstore. It has a volume of 20 milliliters, and one full cup of this one is exactly enough to boil enough water for a dehydrated backpacking meal. So if you are struggling a bit to find out how much of the fuel that you need per cooking, so to say, use one of these, fill it up, and you will be perfectly fine. I have used it dozens of times, and it worked out every time. When the fuel is gone, it's burned out, that's exactly the point where my water comes to a boil. So that's also due to the fact that I have the nice windscreen on it. So the circumstances are practically always the same. Of course, the temperature fluctuates a little bit, but in regards to the wind, there's always the same condition within the windscreen. So the little hack, super lightweight, but take it. It comes in handy so many times. Well, this is my cook set for the 2024 backpacking season. I chose it for the weight I chose it because I absolutely fell in love with the alcohol stoves. The way they are so much more quieter, and especially when you are wild camping, you do not want to disturb any kind of things in nature like animals or other people camping at the same camp spot, because you can't deny it, right? Those gas canister stoves or the gas stoves, they make a terrible noise. I mean, the thing from MSR isn't called pocket rocket for nothing. They really sound like a rocket. So therefore I absolutely like this one. Okay, it takes longer to boil water, but I think when you are at camp, you do not have to be in a hurry, right? And if you are somebody who is doing a lot of mileage, then a gas canister might work better for you, a gas stove. But if you are like me, really enjoying nature, enjoying scenery, taking videos, taking photos, several breaks during a day because you simply enjoy the view, and you have all the time, I can absolutely recommend it, because for me, it only has pros. There are no cons of it, nothing that I do not like about it. I have no problem at all with the longer boiling time. So yeah, I'm convinced. No gas stoves for me anymore, but only alcohol stoves. And I do love my Trenja, but Trenja is obviously too big and bulky for the backpacking season. I do take that on day hikes. The Trenja Mini I tested in Denmark. I'm still not really convinced about that one, but maybe you will see it coming up in my videos later this season, that I make up my mind or that I find a way that I do like it. But for now, I will stick to my ever new pasta pot and my X-Boil alcohol stove. I hope that this video was helpful to you. I will link down in the info box to as many of the products that I am able to. If you would like to know anything more, as always, you can ask me. I will be very happy to help you out. And if you like this video, give us a like, subscribe to the channel and notify the alarm bell. And then, as always, enjoy the outdoors. We will catch you on the next trail. Goodbye.